Yeah, let's try to lubricate a membrane keyboard, because why the f not? You've been pestering me in the comments for a long time and you win, I give up, let's do it. Well, the original request was to modify the FireBlade over here to make it sound even smoother, and yeah, we are gonna get to that, but let's experiment on my 15-year-old keyboard first. This is my first ever keyboard. It still has one of those stupid PS2 connectors. That's how old I am. I participated in World War II, in case you're wondering. We're pretty much going to be using the same lube as we used earlier. I used the same thing on my mechanical keyboard and it's working great. It's been over a week at this point. You've probably already seen the video. This type of grease is mainly used for delicate equipment like fountain pens. So yeah, it'll work great for keyboards too. Sure, this is not the best grease to get, but it works for me. I'm going to use the same old broken paintbrush because it has character. Now, why on earth would you modify or lube a membrane keyboard? Well, you can do it for two main reasons really. Firstly, you can reduce the noise of the keys, and secondly, you can improve the smoothness of the keys. Because in my experience, the keys on the membrane keyboard, they get roughed up very fast compared to a mechanical keyboard. Mainly because there are no switches underneath and it's the stem of the keycap itself that moves up and down. I suppose we can try with one of these keys and see how it feels. Maybe the spacebar. This thing has some ancient World War II dust. I'm gonna loop this stem here. On some keyboards this stem remains on the keyboard itself, but on some of them it's attached to the keycap. Whatever it is, let's lubricate the stem a little bit. And also the ends of the stabilizers. These stabilizers are the worst kind really, that's why membrane keyboards rattle so much. Okay, it seems to help out a little bit in dampening the sound. The feel isn't all that great, but I guess we get the idea. Let's try on a few keys of the FireBlade here. I mean, this is a very noisy keyboard, as you can hear. Let's try to loop that. Let's try with the spacebar, shall we? Now, I have seen a few videos of other people doing it just so I know what to look for. That's what she said. Let's lubricate the shaft and the hole. That's also what she said. You can also remove the stabilizer and put it up manually. Just remember the position that it goes into, so it has to be upwards like this. You can also remove one row of keys if you want more space for your fingers to get under there, but yeah, once you align everything in place, they can just snap back together. Alright, after a little more lube on stabilizers, check it out. A lot more silent. You can lube the keycaps in the same way, just the stem and the hole or the place where it goes into. Just a little bit will do on all four sides, and since there are no springs here to speak of, your lubing process should be a little bit faster and easier. The difference is pretty apparent. This one is not lubed, this one is lubed. Check it out. That is a pretty significant difference. Make sure to keep the keycaps organized in one place, otherwise you'll have to look for it when you're putting them back. Okay, check it out now. This row has been lubed and all the others have not been lubed. Just when I run my finger, you can kind of tell the difference. Yeah, I guess you guys were onto something. Lubing a membrane keyboard definitely has its advantages. I'm gonna lube the rest of them and see you back in a while.
One eternity later.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds really mushy and I probably over-lubed it. But actually the feel of this is alright for me. But I want to give a disclaimer that this is not for everyone. You see, membrane keyboards don't respond as well as mechanical keyboards, especially when you're going key by key lubricating them. Because there's practically no switch underneath that can evenly apply the lube after you're using it. So what happens is, if you over-apply the lube, it eventually gets settled underneath the around that membrane contact there, and it eventually dampens the sound a lot more. So I recommend going with thin layers and then adding extra layers of lube if you want, instead of lubing it all at the same time like I did. And in terms of key press, yeah, it does register the key just fine, but it's no longer as tactile as it used to be. So yeah, be careful with the membrane keyboards. Now I did manage to add some foam as well inside this, basically a single sheet of foam similar to how I did my mechanical keyboard. So that has removed the springy sound from most of the keys. Now I primarily use this for typing, so for me the typing experience has been pretty much the same. The keys feel same to the touch in the sense I can apply the same amount of pressure and they work just fine. But this may not be so suitable for gaming when you rely on those key press feedback, because sometimes these keys don't give you feedback anymore. That clacky feedback you used to get before, even though it was noisy, it used to tell you that the key has been pressed. I mean, if you have experience with the linear keyboard like I have, you know how to press these keys, but if you're just using a membrane keyboard, like I assume you are if you're watching this video, then yeah, be careful with over applying the lube. You can of course easily fix it with a single layer of alcohol, so all you have to do is remove the keycap and dip it in alcohol once. Rubbing alcohol will work just fine, and that will thin out the lubricant, so yeah, it's not too late to change something. But what I'm saying is lubing a membrane keyboard is not as easy as lubing a mechanical keyboard, in the sense in a mechanical keyboard, even if you lube one of these switches unevenly, after you use them for a while they will evenly spread themselves out, but membrane keyboards don't behave like that. The absence of a switch underneath really makes things a little bit more difficult to lube them evenly. And frankly, I don't mind a keyboard that feels like this. I use a linear switch on my daily basis anyway, and this kind of a sound is totally fine for me really. But yeah, those are some of the takeaways from my experience here. Yes, you can lube a membrane keyboard and add foam and modify it, but it won't behave to a same extent as a mechanical keyboard would. Interesting thing is I've lubed my mechanical keyboard in the same way with the same quantity and it's still performing fantastically well. So yeah, I guess membrane keyboards are not really meant for modding that much. Anyways, this was one of the requested videos you guys have made and I have shared my observations. Hopefully it helps you out. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you have some cool modifications of your own, then share them with me on Discord. Link is in the description.